Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to Hearthstone. So all we have to do is get 3 games with the Paladin. It's kind of a shame that we're going to be playing as the Paladin here, because he's already at max level. And it would be nice if we could get up in ranked play too, but first things first, let's just play casual and get this quest done. It's looking very much likely that this will just be a 2-episode recording session, which is fine. I can go work on some other videos and try to get further ahead. Sadly, I'm just not as far ahead as I kind of thought I was, or, I mean, maybe I was ahead a month ago, but now a month has transpired, so now I'm not as ahead. If that makes any sense.
Uther versus
Every day I don't make at least 2 days worth of footage. I'm falling behind, and 2 days worth of footage right now is 12 episodes. So yeah, right there that immediately tells me I'm falling behind, because I've never done 12 episodes of anything every day. Now that's not quite right, because we don't release anything on the weekends. So if I release things on the weekends, then yes, it would be, I needed to make 12 episodes every single day, but the potential 8 or 16 episodes I make on Saturday and Sunday might go into the others. So it's hard to tell. I should do something. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna waste time going into my scheduling app to calculate and have it run a calculation of the number of episodes I need to make each day. On a weekly basis versus the, let's see, I probably wouldn't need to waste time. I could just calculate it. Every week I need to make 30 episodes. Every 7 days, if I record 8, would be 8, 16, 32 episodes. So if I was very, very consistently making 8 episodes every day, every single day, I would be getting 2 episodes ahead each time. But that's just not the case. It's just not the case at all. So how am I not falling behind further is the question. That becomes the real question. What was wrong in the calculation that I just made? Well, that's victory. Nice. I've had a lot of concessions this recording session. That's nice. Let's see. What's going on? It's early in the morning on... what day is it? I believe Friday. No, Friday. Yep. Early in the morning on a Friday, and a lot of concessions. Why would early morning Friday be a good time to play Hearthstone?
Uther versus Anduin.
The light shall bring victory.
I will fight with honor.
Which one do I want to play? Discover a new basic hero power? I guess we'll start with that, and then we'll trade out that.
Is someone injured?
Greetings.
Well met.
Alright, so if I played this, then this, then this, and that's a 3-4. Just to start with that. Interesting way to start, killing your own characters.
What you want?
go ahead and kill that. We'll discover a new basic hero power. I will take steady shot.
Job's done.
In the turn. So with this guy and the guy that improves your hero power, if you played both of them together, you would have a decent shot at getting whatever you wanted. As long as there was
I must
like
consider.
3 or more hero powers that you wanted. Because there's 9 characters, that means 9 different hero powers. Discover a new one means that you would be offered 3 of the remaining 8 on this, which gives you a pretty good chance. Let's see. There we go. And then if you upgraded it with the other character, that would get you set. Unfortunately, I don't think any of the hero powers are really worth all that effort. I tried to watch on Netflix the increasingly poor decisions of Todd Margaret. And I liked the show in concept, but in actual practice, it's missing something for me. It's just missing something. I couldn't get into it. I think inherently the problem with it is that the main character is a compulsive liar and an idiot.
Your magic
And
shall not save.
since you don't like the main character, there's really no because he's a compulsive liar and a fool,
But of course.
you're not really wanting to go on that journey and hang out with that character. And then the other characters aren't any better, really. And then the premise is kind of silly too. Let's see. Attack. Just gonna go ahead and kill this one since it's not Warlock anyways.
Of course.
Attack there. End the turn. So it's probably pretty pedantic, but if I was gonna write personally a story of somebody who is gonna make increasingly poor decisions, which is quite Shakespearean, probably I would say. At least that's what I would think. Yeah, I could be wrong about that, but it sounds Shakespearean to me. If I was gonna write that story, I think you have to start. Another concession. I think you have to start with winning us over and making us like that character. You have to make us really fall in love with the character, and then give him 2 options that are both really bad, which is almost every story, or at least a lot of them. Not every story, but a lot of stories is you like the character and he has 2 options.
Uther versus Gul'dan.
And then I think you need to build up to it. Then you're doing,
with honor.
if you're doing all of that, you're making a deeply emotional story. You're not telling a comedic story like that. I don't know how you do a comedic story like that. You could try the lovable big talker, just a guy who is always telling you these big fish stories about how he won the lottery but he lost the ticket type stuff. You you could try to have that character, but that's not an interesting enough character to follow, and you have to have it so that everybody just immediately sees right through them, both the characters in the story and the characters and the viewers. You could potentially have a character that's a compulsive liar and him tricking like a kid, and then you have the story of a kid and this lovable hobo that's lying to them the whole time. And but again, still, I don't see a story where the guy's a compulsive liar being the main character. I think maybe I have a personal bias on that too, because I just hate liars in general. So if I see somebody lie, make even the smallest lie, even the tiniest ones, and it's not even directed to me, so anything like that, well then I just pretty much hate them at that point. That they are scum. I'm like, you liar, lying piece of scum, and I don't want to have anything to do with them after that. Let's see. Let's do this and then this.
Reporting for duty.
This is strange, but I've got to do this, don't I? Let's just kill this guy. We had to reset the board. I could have ended the turn and given him more health and tried to do it that way, but I don't think that was the right move. This. Whenever this one takes damage, deal that amount to your hero. Cool. So yeah, because I personally hate liars, I think I can't enjoy a show like that, but I don't know who could. Too, you're in this weird situation.
Reporting for duty.
Todd Margaret was one of these IFC shows. IFC tried really hard for a couple of seasons to be like a basic cable channel and have its own TV shows, even though it's the Independent Films channel. There was another one called Bar Karma, I believe was the name of it, that was slightly interesting to watch too.
I am Rama, the supreme archaeologist.
Let's go and take this because it doesn't matter. We're gonna lose. We're gonna lose this one. Yeah, and that was an interesting Quantum Leap-esque show that didn't finish its story at all. I think the twist on that, if I remember right, was that you're in this magical bar that seems like it can and can't do anything you would want, depending on what the story writer wrote. But you can walk out the and end up wherever you're supposed to go to help and change the situation. And they get this guy who, at a point in his life where he's shooting his wife for one reason or another, whether that was a good thing or not. I mean, he certainly thought it was a bad thing, and they're telling him, if you do these good things, you'll turn your karma around and not end up in, I guess, hell, which is already a confusion. I mean, if you're talking karma, you're talking reincarnation, so already there's some confusion there, but they were definitely mentioning hell as they thought.
Job's done.
And so then he goes on several episodes. It only went like maybe 10 or 12 episodes and then got canceled. What's really weird about TV, and I once again confirm this in my own mind, is the fact that most shows just get canceled and never finish their story. And it's so frustrating to me.
Job's done.
I very much want to see the end of every show and a good ending to every show, and you so rarely get it. So I look down my DVR of things that I have recorded, and I just leave them there as a standing tombstone to the shows, and it's like
this guy's toast.
80% of everything I want my DVR to record will never air. Not even never make a new episode, but it will just never air again. Even cheap things. There was this summer reality TV series game show called Who Done It that came on ABC one season. It was cheesy, definitely, super cheesy, but I think in its cheesiness it was alright with another season, and it's just not gonna happen. Basically what happened on Who Done It was every episode, one of the
Job's done.
characters who didn't get enough votes, I think. No, it wasn't who didn't get enough votes. It was who didn't have enough information. So they were given a quiz about the previous murder and who they thought, and at the end it would be, who do you think the murderer is? And one of the players that was playing was the murderer. And so whoever failed the quiz was the next one murdered, and then they do some ridiculous reenactment. So like one of the murders was that a tiger was hidden inside of a dumbwaiter, and then the dumbwaiter was rigged to a pressure mat, and then somebody stepped on the pressure mat. The tiger came out and devoured the person. So it's all reenactments and stuff. It's all silliness, but I thought it was a pretty fun game show. Spin-off of like The Mole, which I don't know if The Mole is on TV anymore either. I don't think it is. So they're gonna play this over and over again to get more cards. He's playing the card draw scenario. So I definitely want this guy then. There you go, fine. You want to play that? You just go right ahead.
My hand is too full.
See how you like that.
My hand is too full.
Vanish is gone.
Who knows what secrets will uncover?
Battle triggers are trigger twice? Why? Why are you doing this to yourself?
I get it.
His entire strategy is out the window when I play Murloc deck. Totally out the window. Well, that quest is done. So, this is really why I feel that I shouldn't be playing as Paladin, but we'll go into one game as a Paladin on Ranked. I really feel that all stories should have to be like comic books or books, novels,
Jaina.
before they're made
You
into
asked
TV
for
things.
it.
I will
I
fight with
feel
honor.
that the creators of the shows should just demand that as the precedent. Even if they're going to do something crazy and very loosely based on it, such as the Lucifer series. I mean, Lucifer is technically based on Lucifer from Sandman, but he has nothing really on it. That Sandman series in general would be such a weird and dark storyline that it really wouldn't work for a TV series at all. You'd have to do a movie just to trap people into watching the whole thing. Do 4, he'll do 1 damage to kill that one. Or Game of Thrones, obviously, written from books, or at least the beginning of books. They've sped it up, obviously, a lot, though, because he's not finished with the book series. Harry Potter, again, written in books, and then done in movies. Arguably, that the movies aren't as good as the books. I don't know, I haven't read the books.
Job's done.
I have recently realized I probably should read books. I mean, if you have any kids, or if you're young, or if you have any opportunity at all, even if you're not young, try to train yourself to read books. You're really missing out on a lot. And if I didn't have the stupid ADD video game mentality that says I want things fast and easy, I should be reading a book, taking slow, but I just can't do it. I can barely even go through a comic book, and there's less than 100 words in most comic books. And
Reporting for duty.
that was lucky. What do I want to do?
Job's done.
So yeah, I wish I could. I don't see how I could. I don't have any time. Obviously, I work way too many hours. I won't say I work hard, but I do work long. And taking any extra time out. I tried to do audiobooks once, but I was listening to spoke Zathoruzilla. I don't ever pronounce that right, I don't think. Which is such a deep philosophical book that I think that probably was an issue in why it was a little bit difficult to get as far as I did. And the only reason I was listening to it because I was listening to it while I was working another job that didn't require me talking. Before this one, so that was weird. Let's try this, and then this.
Reporting for duty.
Let's see.
To battle.
This is gonna be gone.
To battle.
This is gonna be gone. All of these are gonna go away. Oh, this sucks. This just sucks. Alright. I never enjoyed it in school when they tried to make me read books. My school experience was probably not super unique, but it is kind of interesting in that all it was really 18 years of them telling me to do things and me not wanting to do them. And then at the end of the day, when I was done with school, me pretty much guaranteeing I would never do those things again. Basic reading, of course, I still use. Basic math, I occasionally use right, but a lot of times I use it incorrectly also. Speaking, actually, you really don't even speak. I mean, you could take one speech class that's maybe a semester long.
For justice. The battle.
Job's done.
Beyond that, there's really nothing there. You talk to the teachers and you talk to the kids, but mostly you've already learned almost everything to say.
What you want?
Before you even enter kindergarten. It is weird, isn't it? They spend so much time telling you how to spell a word. As far as I recall, I don't remember them ever telling me how to say a word. Don't recall a teacher ever saying, no, it's pronounced this way, it's pronounced this way. My schooling experience too is so weird because I just had bad schools I went to. that they were so focused on other things. I went to music classes, I don't appreciate music. I went to art classes, I don't appreciate making art. I appreciate some forms of creation arts, but I'm a critic, so I mostly just criticize things. Let's see. Well, this worked. Sheep to the rescue. 11 damage with a sheep. I guess we'll just stay with the paladin, might as well. Well, there's actually quite a good reason not to. What, 7,290 gold. Depending on when the expansion happens, we might be up to 7,500. Maybe even 8,000. I don't think we're gonna make it to 10,000 though. I don't think we could open 100 packs.
I will fight.
Even if we could do
I will command the light.
75 packs, that might be a good idea. Actually, that would be a good round number to try it on. What is the first thing I want to play? So, I guess in theory, if you really run the thought process through your head,
Job's done.
you want a starting set of cards that works well against all 9 of the other characters. And some characters are gonna have, the mage particular is gonna have the ability to do 1 damage. So that's gonna be an issue. Let's see. Let's do charge here. Attack here. Attack here. In the
Job's
turn.
done.
because we have noble sacrifice, so nope, no issue there.
Mount up!
Get down!
Really what it gets down to, instead of me trying to change myself, this is probably the stupidest thing I've ever said, but is I need somebody, I need people who would compliment me. And usually people find that in the form of a significant other of some sort. Do I want to kill this guy, or let's just do 5 more to the face? I think 5 more to the face is more important. So, while I am the expert, quote-unquote expert at video games, and know a little bit about comic books, and know a little bit about computers and programming, actually know quite a lot about computers and programming, a little bit about programs, programming a lot about computers, I need somebody who has the opposite interests. So it's like this, this. Interesting. We'll play this, and then we'll play this.
Job done.
And then we'll end the turn. So, for all of the pros I have, I need somebody to fill in all the cons. I need somebody that's probably a lot better at cooking or than me. That would be nice, but not really necessary. Somebody that would, well, none of this is necessary. Somebody that reads books a lot, is more contemplative. Somebody that's a lot better at making income than me would be a great balance there. Although, if this channel turns around and starts making a lot of money, then that would just be great either way. The world certainly isn't designed for a single person to survive.
Reporting for duty.
It is. Bills now assume you have at least 2 people's income, if not more. If I had somebody that was a much better at remembering things, much better at history, things that I just don't know. So, but then you get into this issue, is I'm basically saying I need somebody who's a polar opposite to me, and I don't really particularly buy into the thought that opposites attract that well. Like, I need somebody who is successful in all these fields where I'm not successful, and then I would prefer if you're also successful in all the fields I'm successful in too, but not quite as successful as me, so then we have at least something in common to talk about. And so what I'm saying here is asking for a ridiculous amount of stuff. I'm asking for somebody who's almost perfect. And I would certainly settle for just about anything. Well, I do have some standards, but the ideal significant other is somebody who's perfect and then can overlook all my flaws because I'm not perfect. It's silly. The person I just described has nothing in common with me, potentially. That's exactly what we just said, what we're looking for. So why would they have any interest in me at all? We gotta get this out of the picture.
The battle!
Job's done.
Well played.
Yep, I'm dead. Well, we still got about 10 minutes. Let's continue playing. So, what are we supposed to be working on? Warlock? We'll try Warlock. Let's go back and rethink that thought. What should I really be looking for in a person? I should be looking for somebody who plays video games, at least understands and tolerates them.
Malfurion.
And I think, frankly, if somebody says they just understand and tolerate them, but they never play them, if they don't play something on their cell phone, if they're not at least somewhat into it, if they don't know if they don't go the realm of, they realize the age rating system, they realize that there are some games there that are mature, there are games there that are straight up sexual in nature. If they understand that there are sometimes, because this is fantasy, sometimes the men and sometimes the women are drawn in a certain way, and they realize because it's fantasy there's violence, not just sex, but violence there. I need somebody that really understands what the huge genre of video games is. Because the last thing I would want to do is be with somebody who's gonna try or already have or develop the same for video games.
Job done.
They're gonna have to know that video games can often be stupid. They can often have really stupid things in them.
I hope you like my
And
invention.
so they're gonna need to be very tolerant of that. I would want somebody that doesn't lie. And in general, I would want somebody that doesn't even care to lie. Because personally for me, it's a million times better if you just tell me straight to your face you hate me than it is to lie and say you love me type stuff. I think I would want somebody who isn't that emotional, because frankly I don't know how to deal with emotional people. I'm a very logical person, so I'd want somebody that's pretty logical there too.
What to do?
I would want somebody who isn't reactionary either, because that's no fun. I would want somebody who doesn't cause a lot of problems, and I think I can match that easily. I'd want somebody who can at least fund their own way through life, if not help fund my way through life. Somebody I could mooch off of, potentially a little bit. Somebody that could cook would be nice, and clean would be nice, but I mean, I'm alright at cooking and cleaning for myself, so as long as they cook and clean for themselves, that's fine. Somebody that can be at least slightly frugal, because most people live way outside their means, and I wouldn't want to have to deal with somebody who's constantly running up credit cards or anything like that.
Give me a quest.
Mostly the video game thing is about the biggest thing. I think in the same vein, they need to kind of understand what anime is. So at least I'm not hiding any hobbies, that they understand what movies are. Geez, if I ran into somebody who didn't even understand what a movie was, that would be pretty amazing.
I'll fix you.
I'd be amazingly ignorant. Not to insult them, but if you just don't understand the wide range of movies in 2016, potentially you probably grew up on an Amish plant or something. Grew up Amish. I'd want them to have somewhat similar beliefs and ways of thinking to me because I don't want to argue with people. Inherently, the issue is I don't want to spend the energy to maintain any relationships at all. Not even romantic ones. I don't want to spend the energy to maintain relationships with friends and family either. It's a lot of work. Ideally, if I could clone myself and I would do that, that would be the perfect companion for me. Two of me would get twice as much work done in at least fields where we actually do
My
work.
shield for Arga.
Particularly if we could merge our minds somehow, that would be excellent. It would be kind of irritating if there was two of me and one of them was playing this one game that we both wanted to play, because both of us would want to play all the same games. Should have drawn a card first. That was stupid. Oh well. Protect the face. Protect the face. Okay. Protect the face. It'd be nice if they understood and tolerated Legos, because I have a few of those and I would hate to lose that small collection.
I smell blood.
Well, I'd hate to lose anything. That the stereotype of getting a girlfriend and then her throwing out all the boyfriend stuff slowly and sneakily through the course of a couple months is exactly what I would just be like completely unacceptable to me. I'd be like, alright, you're gone. Oh, I don't need this in my life.
Running the program.
Alright, this one's gonna do 2 damage, so anything that dies, the only thing that will die is this. Alright. Man, I don't particularly mind integrating things, but
Where shall I
I
strike?
think that also goes to a core issue for me too, is that I don't want somebody to come in and try and change me. Because despite my many self-recognized flaws, which I don't deny, I really do like myself, and so it's ridiculous for somebody to think that they could come in and make me better or change my lifestyle significantly. There would have to be very long discussions and very well thought out discussions about any changes that were made. And that's why when I hear like people getting rejected from Match.com, I'm like, yeah, I'm probably one of those persons who would get rejected if I tried to do something like that, because I would go in there and say, I don't want to change. Why would I want to change? I like myself. I like my lifestyle. Let's try that. Let's go ahead and end this here. And frankly, if the trade-off is I don't want to change myself, I don't have the energy or desire to change someone else. So then you get back to this thought of like, well, I want somebody who's perfect to begin with, and I'm like, okay, good luck with that.
What's the flight plan?
There we go.
Explosions! More explosions!
Looks like I'm gonna win this. And then we're gonna wrap up this weird conversation, this weird one. That So yeah, in a lot of ways, oh, Tree of Life, son of a. Oh well. We can play this. We can play this, and we can play this. Just
Stay on target. Get it up,
knock him right back down.
Stay on target.
Even if he has 2 trees of life, doesn't matter. If this guy had charge, I would have won in 1 turn. So, yeah, at a certain point, there's enough here you can do where you can have 30 damage on the board. Even Reno Jackson can't be defeated against such overwhelming odds. Yep, so that's the end of this recording and this recording session and that weird conversation. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps me out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right, there's a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.